The following is a presentation of the Wildcat Sports Network.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sports Information Director Richard Tiberville, and we are going to get to know some of the newest faces around Louisiana College athletics. And now, to start, we're going to meet the new head football coach of your Louisiana College Wildcats, Andrew Maddox. Coach Maddox, welcome to today's show.
Hi, Richard. How are you?
Now, you are not an unfamiliar face here at LC. You did spend some time here, so why don't we go back to your playing days and talk about your time here at LC?
I came here in 2013 and 2014 after a stint in the military and all that good stuff. So, and got the chance to walk on, ended up finding my way on the field and started a couple of games for the Wildcats that time. And we were conference runners-up during that time, won a bunch of games, had a great time, and got into coaching after that. So. And that kind of parlayed me into where I'm at now, so here at LC as a head coach.
And after graduation from LC, you were on the staff here at LC
Yes.
as well for a year or two, correct?
That's right. So so in 2014, at the end after I played, Coach Dunn asked me to, who was the head coach at the time, asked me to if I would get into coaching maybe, and I was all about it. That's what I wanted to do. So. And then from there, I just kind of worked my way up the totem pole there. And in 2015, I was the defensive ends coach. In 2016, I was the defensive line coach. 2017, I was the defensive coordinator for the Wildcats. And then I took a head coaching job after that at a high school and took over a rebuilding project. Had a lot of fun. I mean, that was a good time. Figuring out how to win with those guys and get them going. In the last year, we went 7-4, went to the playoffs, and had our first home playoff game, I think, in over a decade there. So it was a good time. And now we're hoping to come back and do the same thing that we did there, come back and do it here and get us going.
And now let's kind of go back a little bit. You said you came to LC after some time in the military. Does that come into play into your method of coaching at all? You bring some of that discipline and want that kind of discipline in your football, in your players?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest deal is that I took from the military is the camaraderie. Get those guys to buy in and be a brotherhood. Because the deal that what I learned in the military was you'll sacrifice for each other if you're close, and so that's something that I took away from it, and that I try to do. We try to build that camaraderie. We're all in it together. That's the deal. That's it. At the end of the day, we're all in this thing together. We're either gonna get good or we're not. And it all is on all of us, not just me. It's a top to all the way down, and so that's something that we're going to talk about, and that we're already talking about, and we're already getting on. And I'm excited about what this team can do for sure.
So you're a defense guy. You play defense, coach defense. What will Coach Maddox bring to LC to help make that turnaround?
Yeah, so the biggest deal, it's not just defense, though. I coached offense for 1 year when I was at LC during the spring under Mike Richard as an offensive line guy, and he's such a smart coach. He's a great coach. I couldn't have been behind somebody that was better. So, and I did that for a year, and then I was the offensive line coach the last couple of years at the high school that I was at. So I do have that offensive deal. The biggest deal when I said it when I took over on my initial press conference is we have to get more physical. Football is a game of running the ball and stopping the run. And then the people with the least amount of mistakes are going to win. And so we're going to have to, if you look at our statistics the last few years, running the ball has not been good and stopping the run has not been good. And so we have to get back to where we're stopping the run and we're running the ball, and then everything else will build off of that from a schematic standpoint. And the other part is just getting guys accountable, man. That'll be the biggest deal, and they are. Look, there's a lot of good things that are already in place here at this place, but we just got to make them better and tweak them and figure out what we can do to get us over the edge, to not just be a mediocre team anymore, but to be a great team.
And now let's kind of talk specific X's and O's. What kind of system do you expect to run? Is it what the LC's been running before? I know quite a few people are probably going to be looking for the first time, me myself included. I came on here in January, so let's just kind of think, are you 3-4, 4-3 defensively, and offense pass happy or run happy?
We'll let everybody figure that out when we play that first game.
Okay, understood. So you're just trying to get into the mind of
Yeah, no, I hear you. No, we just, we'll figure out what's best for us, and that's what we'll do. No matter what it is, we'll figure out what's best for us, whatever scheme. I've coached under a few. I don't know, as you know, I've had some offensive guys that want to be in the eye, and I've got offensive guys want to be in the spread that I've been around all that. So, and defensively, we've been in a 3-3 stack here, and a 3-4, and a 4-3. So we'll just do whatever we can to help us win games. So that's all we're going to say right now.
Kind of keep all the cards on the table.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, as you look ahead, obviously this year is a little weird with all the global issues going on. Unfortunately for this past Saturday, as we're taping this past Saturday would have been your season opener at Stetson. Unfortunately, season's not happening as scheduled. Now we're looking ahead to a spring season. Just talk about that kind of dilemma, or not dilemma, but the circumstance and playing in a spring and what that does to a coaching staff.
Yeah, so it's unprecedented. Normally I'm one of those guys that you find somebody that's smarter than you that's done this before and you call them. And it's never happened before, so it's new. But we're going to shoot from the hip. I told my staff that we're going to figure it out. That's the deal. We're just going to work hard and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out what's best for us. We're going to figure out what's best for our players, and that's what we're going to do. So right now, that's kind of the way we're taking it, one day at a time. We booked hotels and all that just a little bit earlier this week, and so for the fall, so we're excited about that because it's going to give us a chance to go out and play. Even if it is for a few games and all that, and maybe it'll springboard to an even better 21 fall. And
what about impacts on recruiting?
So we're doing a lot of recruiting now in the fall. It's the first time that we've always fall recruited, but it's in between seasons, so it's not full time. So we're gonna try to do a little of that now as best we can, and then we'll rearrange some stuff in the springtime once we get to go to where we're actually in season and playing, and go from there.
And then in the spring, there's a 4-game schedule with a playoff 5th week that the ASC is currently set up, all conference games. Looking at it, it was Southwestern, Mary Hardin, Baylor, and trying to remember the other two off the top of my head. I know
Southwestern, Mary Hardin, Baylor, Belhaven.
Belhaven in there.
And ETBU.
Yeah. Can't forget the ETBU game. That's the big one.
It's a big one, man. It's a big one.
Just looking at it, put your analyst hat on. I don't want you to call anybody out, but just looking at the schedule, just at those 4 games, obviously with Mary Hardin Baylor, that's always a national championship contender. They always have a field a good team, but chance to get to the top of this new East-West division thing that they're doing this year because of the pandemic.
Well, every team that'll be on our schedule this spring is very good. I mean, the truth is that ETBU has been winning at least 7 games, 6-7 games every year for the past 5 years, and they've beaten us. They've owned the Border Claw now, I think, since 2015. So that'll be a huge hurdle for us to get over. Mary Hardin Baylor is who they are. They are who they are. So. And then for Belhaven, they got a new coaching staff a few years back, and you can see on film the strides that they're making. So it's going to be a deal for us where we're just going to come out. We just got to worry about us. We don't worry about who we're going to play. We're going to see how good we can get, and that's what I talk to the guys about every day, coming out and doing your best and winning. And only you know how much effort you're putting in. Only you know how prepared you are. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to worry about ourselves. And I feel like if we worry about ourselves and we get as good as we can get as a team, then all the rest of that, the wins and losses and whoever we play, it doesn't matter because it's going to take care of itself.
And then as we kind of close things up, just give something a little, what motivates Coach Maddox?
So this is my passion. That's the biggest deal, man. I love being a part of a team. And I didn't want to, what motivates me is I didn't want to just work a job to where I felt like that I just went to work and made money. And so being out around these guys and having an impact, that's the biggest deal, man. It's awesome to be a part of a team. And once you get, I was fortunate enough at the high school that I came from that we flipped that deal around. And when you do that, it's such a rewarding feeling. And I want that for these guys. I want it for all our players on our team. I want them to feel what it's like to win again. And if they do what we're asking, they will.
And then let's, I know we don't have like a picture or anything of them, but let's introduce to the Maddox family. You married?
Yeah. So I'm married, beautiful wife. We're going on 10 years this year.
Give her a shout out.
Yeah, so Caitlin Maddox. And then Aliana Maddox is my daughter. She'll be 9 in November. She's something else. She's my buddy. And then we just had a new addition, Gabriel. He's 8 months old a couple days ago. So he's something else as well. So that's the Maddox clan right there.
Well, I'm sure that they'll be getting to see hopefully a lot of wins for LC and for Andrew Maddox.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. Well, thanks so much for watching, and we'll have more of these coming out on our YouTube channel. So please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time here on the Louisiana College Athletics YouTube page.
Calls up.